So last week we were talking about the equations of straight lines, okay? And so we have two directions. The first direction is the question asks you to find the equation of the straight line, okay? And you need to gather the information about a point and the slope of the straight line. And then you need to use the point slope form to write down the equation of the straight line, okay? And then the second direction is that the question gives you the equation of the straight line and asks you to find the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and the slope, okay? And then you need to do some calculation, simple calculation, and you can find those three important elements, okay? And today we are going to work on some more exercises. Okay, so these exercises will be a little bit longer than the exercise we have done before, okay? So that will be a 6 to 7 marks, section A2 questions, okay? So let's go to page 2.20, page 2.20. So today I'm going to talk about example 10, and then we'll ask you to do instant drill number 10, and then we will skip to example 12. And then we'll ask you to do instant drill number 12. And then I will do the instant drill corner, question number 2, okay? And then if we still have time, so I will teach you one little section about the special cases of, two special cases of the equation of straight line, okay? So let's go to example 10 first. So in the figure, Q and R are 2 points. The equation of the straight line L is 3x plus y plus 3 is equal to 0. The straight line small l passes through Q, and small l is parallel to capital L. So find the equation of small l. Okay. So in order to find the equation of small l, we need to gather the information of a point and a slope. Okay. Do we have point on small l? Yes, we have point Q. So we need to use point Q, that is -2 and 10. Okay, and then how about the slope? Slope of small l is not given directly. Okay, but we know that small l is parallel to capital L, which means that their slopes will be exactly the same. Okay, but what is the slope of capital L? Slope of capital L. It is also not given. Okay, but what is given is the equation of the straight line capital L is 3x plus y plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, if the equation of the straight line is given, then there is no more secret about that straight line. Okay, we can find everything about that straight line. Okay, when an equation of a straight line is given, no more secret. Okay, it's hidden in the straight line. All right, so the matter is, do you remember how to find those elements? Okay, you need to remember the method to find the important element from the equation of the straight line. 如果一條直線嘅 equation 咧係俾埋你嘅話咧，其實嗰條直線咧就已經再冇秘密㗎啦。即係咧，你想揾嗰條直線，關於嗰條直線嘅任何嘢咧，都可以喺嗰條 equation 裏邊咧揾到㗎啦。條 equation 就係已經代表咗條直線嘅全部嘢，得唔得？已經蘊含咗條直線嘅全部嘢嘅。咁但係問題就係視乎你記唔記得點樣用啲乜嘢方法去到揾邊一樣嘢咁樣樣。OK， 好啦，直線得3樣嘢嘅啫，一係 x-intercept， 一係 y-intercept， 一係 slope。So now we need to find the slope of capital L. Okay, so for L, we have equation 3x plus y plus 3 equals 0. You need to remember that in order to find the slope of a straight line, we need to make y to be the subject because we have the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Okay, when y is the subject, the coefficient of x on the other side will be the slope. Okay, so I just keep y to be the subject and then move all the other terms to the opposite side. It becomes negative 3x minus 3. Okay, so the slope of L. So let me call this m 2 is equal to -3 because slope of capital L is not what we really want to find. Okay, we really want to find is the slope of small l. Okay, and because small l is parallel to capital L, therefore M1 is equal to M2. But M2 has been found to be -3. This is 1. So M1 is also equal to -3. Okay, so this is how we can find the slope of the small letter L. Okay, and then now we have the point, we have the slope, and then we can write down the equation of small letter L. Okay, that is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so it's y minus 10 equals -3 times x plus 2. Removing the bracket, it's -3x minus 6. And then moving all the terms to one side and keeping x term positive, which means that all the terms should be moved to the left. Okay, so it becomes 3x plus y minus 10 plus 6 becomes -4 equals 0. Okay, so that is how we can find the equation of L in part A. Okay, and then in part B， 好啦，嗱呢度咧 part B 請你打粒星落去啊 ，part B 打粒星落去，因為呢個位咧都係，如果你未做過嘅話咧，未必會自己諗到，誒原來咁樣做嘅喎，咁樣，OK 得唔得？呢個位咧係要記一記呢啲咁嘅技巧嘅，得唔得？即係唔好到時喺考試測驗出咗嘅時候咧，你先發現誒要自己慢慢諗究竟應該要點樣做咧咁樣樣 ，OK 打粒星落去就係記一記，有一啲特別嘅技巧嘅。嗱，我以後都係㗎啦。如果我叫你打星嘅地方咧，未必係特別難嘅，未必特別難嘅。但係只不過咧，係可能有啲位你要學過、遇過，你先至識得咧用一啲方法咧去做。OK， 咁係要特別去記一記嘅，得唔得？打星嘅位啊，未必係好難嘅。OK，so part B. So let me clear the board first. So I'm going to keep the equation of L. In part B, sorry. If point P is a point lying on L, such that QP is equal to RP, find the coordinates of P. Where is P? It is not shown on the diagram, right? Okay. But we know that P is a point lying on the small letter L, the straight line small letter L. OK， 喺世界 L 上面嘅一點嚟嘅 P 係 OK， 係咪任何一點啊？唔係喎，有一個條件嘅喎，就係 QP，the length of QP is equal to the length of RP. OK，and then we are going to find the coordinates of P. 好啦，咁應該點樣做咧？嗱，睇住喎，呢度咧其實俾咗兩樣嘢嚟嘅。第一就係P is a point lying on L. OK， 一點喺一條直線上邊，我哋已經做過好多次㗎啦。我哋可以做啲乜嘢嘢咧？就係將嗰點嘅坐標 put 入去嗰條線嘅 equation 裏邊。OK， so if the question tells you that a point is lying on the straight line L, then what you can do is to put the coordinates of the points into the equation of the straight line L. OK， 咁但係我哋而家咧 P 呢點咧係未有坐標㗎嘛，我哋就 let 佢出嚟，而家我哋要揾啊嘛，係嘛？ So we will let the coordinates of P be HK. OK， 你用咩英文字母冇所謂嘅 ，AB 啊、HK 啊或者 RS 啊咁樣都得嘅，通常就用 HK 嚟代表一個坐標未知數嘅坐標咁樣樣。OK，and now。What we are going to find is the coordinates of P, which means that we need to find H and we need to find K. We need to find the values of the two unknowns, H and K. Okay, we have two unknowns, so we need two equations to solve the two unknowns. Okay, so what is the first equation? Is that P is a point lying on L, which means that we can put HK into L. Okay, so the equation of L has been found in part A, which means that 3 times h plus k minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, now we can do nothing more because we have two unknowns in one equation. So we can just label this to be equation 1. Okay, so this is equation 1. And then we need equation 2 for us to set up a simultaneous equations. Okay, what is the condition that will lead us to set up equation 2? Is that the distance between point Q and point P should be the same as the distance between point R and point P. 好啦，咁如果喺坐標嚟講嘅話咧，講緊兩點之間嘅 distance， 咁我哋就會用 distance formula 咯，係嘛 ？Okay, so distance or the length of QP is equal to the length of RP. We use the distance formula. What is the length of QP? Point Q. So let me do this separately first. Okay, QP is equal to -2 minus h. 可能你哋用可能咁樣會啲啊 ，h minus -2 一樣嘅其實。So h minus -2 x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus y2 bracket square root. It's okay? And then it's h plus 2 square plus k minus 10 bracket square root. Okay? So I keep this form first. Okay? And then RP. So what is the length of RP? Again, we use the distance formula to find the length of RP. Okay, so that should be h minus -8 bracket square plus k minus 4 bracket square root. Okay, so that should be equal to h plus 8 square plus k minus 4 square root. Okay. 好啦，我哋各自揾咗左手邊同埋右手邊啦，但係佢話係 QP is equal to RP. Okay, so QP is equal to RP, which means that we need to put them together. Okay, so let me clear this. Because QP is equal to RP, which means that square root of h plus 2 square plus k minus 10 square is equal to h plus 8 square plus k minus 4 square. Okay? 記住我哋而家咧仲係目標係想 set up 一條 equation 2出嚟嘅，得唔得 ？OK？ 嗱呢度咧話有個開兩邊都有開方喎。OK? We have square roots on both sides. So we need to cancel out the square root by squaring both sides. Okay? So that is h plus 2 bracket square plus k minus 10 square is equal to h plus 8 square plus k minus 4 square. Okay? So after cancelling the square root, we can expand the bracket using the two identities. Okay? If you have a plus b square, it becomes a square plus 2ab plus b square. If you have a minus b bracket square, you have a square minus 2ab plus b square. Okay? So that will be h square plus 4h plus 4, and then plus k square minus 20k plus 100 is equal to h square plus 16h plus 64 plus k square minus 8k plus 16. Okay? And 唔使太擔心嘅，因為咧好多 terms 係可以 cancel 走嘅。So what are terms that can be cancelled by each other? Is that h square and h square, both sides. Okay, so we can subtract one of them to the other side to cancel out the other. Okay, and then we have k square and k square can be cancelled by each other. Okay, and then I'm going to move all the terms to right hand side, because we have 16h minus 4h becomes 12h. We have negative 8k plus 20k becomes plus 12k. And then we have, let me see, negative 16. Am I correct? Oh, sorry, negative 24. Negative 24. Yes. Okay. And then 嗱呢度咧，我都想大家培養多一個習慣。OK。一條 equation 如果有 common factor 係可以約走嘅話咧，請你每一個 step 都嘗試去清走啲 common factor 佢。OK。呢一個係會大大幫到你去到提升你之後計算嘅準確度嘅。OK。清 common factor 係一個好好嘅習慣嚟嘅，但係咧一般嘅學生都係冇呢個習慣嘅。如果你有嘅話咧，如果你 develop 到呢個習慣嘅話咧，你就會喺計算上面咧，其實贏咗好多同學㗎啦。OK， 咁我希望大家係建立到呢個習慣啊，每一個 step 都 check 究竟有冇 common factor 可以清走嘅。OK，so you need to check whether there is common factor which can be cleared in every step。我自己做數都係咁樣樣嘅。OK， 你見到12、24 the common factor is 12, and then the other side is 0, which is very good. Okay, because when 0 is divided by anything, it is still 0. Okay, and 12h divided by the common factor 12, remaining h and then k minus 12. That will be much simplified, right? Okay, and then we will label this to be equation 2. 好啦，而家先至係 equation 2咯喎，不過咧已經係化簡咗好多㗎啦，係嘛？你見到一式同埋二式咧，其實都係一啲比較相對地比較簡單、相對地比較細嘅數字嚟嘅。OK， 好啦，我喺度寫多次啊。3h plus k minus 4 is equal to 0. That will be equation 1. And then h plus k minus 2 equals 0. That will be equation 2. OK， 咁咧如果你眼明手快嘅話咧，見到大家都有一個 k， 咁我哋就會用一式減二式 ，right? Okay, and then the h term will be 3h minus h, that is 2h. The k term will be cancelled by each other, and then the constant term negative 4 minus negative 2 becomes negative 2. Right hand side 0 minus 0 is still 0, right? Okay, and then we can easily find that h is equal to 1. And then after finding out the value of h, just put h equals 1 into either equation 1 or equation 2, just either one of them. I think equation 2 is better, okay, because the number are smaller. It's 1 plus k minus 2 is equal to 0, so k should be equal to 1. Okay, then you just write down the final answer. Therefore, the coordinates of p will be 1, 1. It's okay. So that is the answer of part B. OK， 呢度想你俾個反應我。If example number 10 part B is OK, please give me a like or a clap. OK, if you're OK for example number 10, especially part B, please give me a like or a clap now. If you're not OK for any steps in example 10, please raise your hand. 跟唔跟到大家？如果得嘅，俾個 like 或者俾個 clap 我，唔該。唔得嘅就俾個舉手我。OK， 冇人唔得。OK, so I'm going to clear the board. Now I would like you to do the instant drill number 10. OK, instant drill number 10. So please do it in the Math app. I mean, upload it to the Math app. So I give you 6 minutes for this. This is page 2.21. That will be the classwork on last Friday。9月18號嗰份 classwork 嘅第4條嚟嘅，應該係。 留意私聊啊！如果你交咗一題嘅話咧，即係交上去嘅話咧，咁我睇咗嘅話，我就會私聊你哋。即係如果有問題嘅話，就會私聊你哋嘅。Okay, let's check the answers. So in the figure, Q and R are 2 points. The equation of the straight line L is 2x plus y equals 0. The straight line L passes through R, and small l is perpendicular to capital L. In part A, we need to find the equation of small l. So find the equation of straight line. We just follow the point slope equation approach. So we just choose the coordinates of a point lying on straight line L. Straight line L is here, and we have point R is on the straight line. So we choose 4, 0 as the point, okay? And then the slope, we do not have the slope of small l directly, okay? But we know that small l is perpendicular to capital L. So we know that m1 times m2 will be equal to -1. But what is the slope of capital L? It is not given directly, but it is given that equation of L is 2x plus y is equal to 0, okay? So we just start with the equation of straight line capital L, and then make y to be the subject. And then slope of capital L will be -2, okay? Can you see this? So this will be m2 will be -2. And because small l is perpendicular to capital L, therefore we have m1 times m2 equals -1. All right, so m1 times -2 is -1, which means that m1 will be 1/2. Okay, so that is the slope of small l. Okay, and that is the slope we want to find. And then we can write down the equation of small l to answer the question. Will be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so 2y is equal to x minus 4, then x minus 2y minus 4 is equal to 0. So that is part A. And then part B. Part B. If P is a point lying on small l such that QP is equal to RP. QP is equal to RP. Find the coordinates of P. Okay, so we will let P be H and K first. Okay, and then we need 2 equations. First one is from the information that P is a point lying on small l. So we may put the coordinates of point P into the equation of L. So H minus 2, K minus 4 equals 0. And label this to be equation 1. Okay, and then the second information is that QP is equal to RP. So we just express the length of QP in terms of H and K first. Okay, using the distance formula. So H minus 2 square plus K minus 2 square root. Okay, and then RP is H minus 4 square plus K minus 0 square root. Okay, and because the question tells us that QP is equal to RP, okay, therefore these 2 square roots will be put together to be equal to each other. Okay, so H minus 4 square plus, so K minus 0 is just K, right? And then the remaining steps are just calculation. Okay, so we square both sides to cancel out the square roots. It is H minus 2 square plus K minus 2 square. is equal to h minus 4 square plus k square. And then using the identities to expand the brackets. So it is h square minus 4h plus 4 plus k square minus 4k plus 4 is equal to h square minus 8k, so 8h plus 16 plus k square. Okay, and then you'll find that h square appears on both sides. They can be cancelled by each other, and then k square is also the same. And then moving all the terms to one side where h is positive. So that is to the left. So we have 4h minus 4k plus 4 minus 16 is minus 8 is equal to 0. And then clearing the common factors, okay, dividing the whole equation by 4, we'll have h minus k minus 2 equals 0. And that is our equation 2. All right. So now what do we have now? We have h minus 2k minus 4 equals 0 to be equation 1, and h minus k minus 2 equals 0 to be equation 2. And we just found that the h terms are exactly the same in both equations. So I'm going to use equation 2 to minus equation 1. Okay? The h terms will be cancelled. And then for the k term, we have negative k minus negative 2k becomes k. And for the constant term, we have negative 2 minus negative 4 becomes plus 2 equals 0. So k is equal to negative 2. Okay? And then we just put k equals negative 2 into either one of the equation. Equation 2. So we have h minus negative 2 minus 2 equals 0. And we'll find that h is equal to 0. Okay? Therefore, the coordinates of P will be just 0 and negative 2. That is the answer. Are you correct? Okay. Do you have problems up to now? Oh, there is one time. If no, I'm going to clear the board. The next one will be example 12. So that will be a few pages later. 嗱，呢一個咧，我哋唔需要學嘅 intercept form. Okay, so please put a cross here. We are not going to learn this. This one is actually meaningless. Okay, meaningless for HKDSE level. Okay, no matter it is M1 or M2 or core part, it is meaningless to learn this form. Okay, so we are not going to learn this form. 當你哋如果有幸或者不幸，第時讀 U 嘅時候都要讀一啲數學嘅話咧，咁可能有一啲嘅 topic 裏邊咧，先至會用到呢個 intercept form 嘅，但係絕對唔係常用嘅。喺 DSE 裏邊咧係冇需要用呢一樣嘢嘅。OK， 咁所以咧我哋唔會學呢一個，得唔得？唔會學呢一個，亦都學即係就算學咗咧，都係冇幫助嘅。佢都係揾直線 equation 嘅啫，所以呢個咧完全唔需要學嘅。OK。得唔得？所以 example 11都係skip 咗佢，因為咧你呢度咧佢俾咗兩個 intercept 你，只不過係俾咗兩個 point 嘅 coordinates 你，所以你都係用翻 point slope form 嚟揾嘅話咧，就已經係 perfect 噶啦。OK， 並唔係一啲叻啲嘅方法嚟嘅添嘅呢一個。OK，all right， so we are going to skip this part and skip example 11 and instant drill 11。好，但係呢度咧，呢一個咧example 12咧，我係會講嘅，但係咧，我而家咧應該咧就唔夠時間講，咁所以咧，但係我想講咗一個 special case 先。Let us go to a few pages later. Yes，睇下先，應該係呢一個啊。 Page 24. Page 24。好嗱，呢度咧我講咗先，得唔得？好簡單嘅啫。有兩個 special case. If it is vertical straight line, okay, if the question asks us to find the equation of straight line, sometimes we will encounter some special cases. Okay, special cases. 1. Okay, if it is vertical, if the line, if L is vertical 即係由上至下打戙企喺度嘅，得唔得 ？OK， vertical 中文名叫圓垂啊。OK， 咁即係咧佢係同 y axis 係 parallel 嘅。好啦，咁嘅時候咧 ，the equation of L will be in this form: x equals number. Okay, x, it is always x equals number. If it is vertical, then do not use point slope form. Okay, because the slope is math error. Okay, the slope is undefined this time because it is vertical. Okay, 如果你記得 Form 3學過嘅時候咧，應該一條圓垂嘅線 vertical 嘅線咧，個 slope 咧就係無限大嘅。OK， 無限大嘅，或者 undefined 嘅，或者如果你撳機嘅話就係 math error 嚟嘅。所以咧係用唔到 point slope form， 用唔到任何 form 嘅，一定要記嘅呢個。If L is vertical, then the equation of L is always x equals number. What number? It depends on how right, okay, how right to the y-axis or how left to the right to the y-axis. Okay, if the point is lying on, sorry, the straight line is on this level. 嗱，你只要揾到其中一個 point 就得啦。You just find any point on that vertical line. If the coordinates is 4, 1, okay? If one point has coordinates 4, 1, then if you find any other point, the x coordinate will be 4. It's always 4, 係嘛？如果佢係垂直嘅話咧，即係打戙嘅話咧，如果你揾到一點係41嘅話咧，你只可以向上向下走嘅啫嘛，喺嗰條線上面。咁即係話咧，佢嘅 x coordinate咧 ，x 坐標係永遠不變嘅，永遠都係4嚟嘅。x 坐標永遠都係4。咁嘅時候咧，我哋就叫呢條 equation 咧，呢條直線嘅 equation 咧 ，x equals 4。Okay, so it is always x equals number. The number depends on the x coordinate of a point on the line. OK， 你揾到任何一點喺呢條線上面任何一點嘅 x 坐標咧，就已經 OK 噶啦。佢就係嗰個 x 等於 h 嗰個 h 嚟㗎啦。OK。Sometimes if it is on the left of y-axis, that will be negative number. Okay. 一個 special case 中嘅 special case 就係 y-axis。嗱，呢度 mark 低佢啊。Y-axis is also a line, a straight line, a vertical straight line. Y-axis has an equation x equals 0。呢度記一記喎，因為我哋經常都會用呢一個嘅 y-axis 都係一條線嚟噶嘛，一條線就可以有 equation 噶啦。咁但係佢係一條咩線嚟㗎？係一條 vertical 嘅 straight line 嚟嘅，所以佢條線嘅 equation 咧就係 x equals number. What number? It is not left, not right, exactly the middle line, the y-axis. So it will be x equals 0. Okay, not positive, not negative. X equals 0. Okay, 咁你可以即刻諗到啦。If L is horizontal 打橫嘅話咧 then equation of L will be y equals number. Okay, y equals k. It depends on how high or how low of that straight line. Okay, if it is above x-axis, then the k will be positive number. If it is below x-axis, then k will be negative number. How about the special case? X-axis. The equation of the x-axis will be y equals 0. Okay, not positive, not negative. not up, not down, exactly the middle line. Okay, so y will be equal to 0 here. It's okay. 好，咁呢個就係咁樣啦。So is there any problems up to now? If you have problem, you may stay behind. But if you have no problems, then that will be the end of this lesson, and you may leave now. Goodbye.
老Sir，我有問題啊，但係不過係 exercise 2B 第26條。
係。
我喺 WhatsApp send 咗我一部分嘅 step，不過我下一部分我就唔係好識做。
OK，咁我喺 WhatsApp 嗰度答你好唔好啊？
好，唔該，老Sir。
OK，好 ，thank you。
拜。
拜拜。